9 to 5 as a consultant. I've been a consultant for 5 years now, and when I started fresh out of college, my boss, Jason, immediately took me under his wing. He taught me everything he knew, really helped me build a reputation as a PowerPoint wizard. I know, that's like only a flex when you're an 8th grader, but like I said, I'm a consultant, so they're really the same thing. About 2.5 years ago, though, Jason's mom passed away. And then 3 months after that, my mom also passed away. And let me tell you, that was really not what I had in mind when I told Jason that I wanted to be just like him. In the months following my mom's passing, though, my sister asked me to rewatch every single Marvel movie and TV show with her. And as we're going through, I kind of started to notice this pattern. Iron Man, orphan. Captain America, orphan. Black Widow, orphan. Spider-Man, orphan. Taken in by aunt and uncle who are then murdered, so double orphan. Seriously, the list goes on and on until you get to Thor. And I know Thor lost both of his parents. I know he looked 35. But Thor was 1,500 when both of his parents died. And let me tell you, after 1,500 Passovers of your mom suggesting you get a haircut and telling you that you absolutely must cut your fingernails because women don't find long fingernails attractive, oh my God, believe me, you're gonna be okay. One night after watching a Marvel movie, though, I come upstairs from my basement, and I see my grandparents sitting at my kitchen table, staring at their phones so intensely that I just assumed that they were trying to open a PDF. So I go over to help them open the PDF, and my grandma goes, "Jake, come sit with us. We're watching Mom's funeral." I'm sorry, you're what? She goes, "We're watching Mom's funeral, come watch." I go, "I lived that 4 days ago. I don't need to watch it again." But then again, I went and watched 30 movies about people with dead parents, so who am I to talk, right? I am starting to get frustrated though, because if Marvel taught me anything, it's that when you lose a parent young, you also become a superhero. So I listened to this podcast called Grief is My Superpower, but all it did was teach me how to better connect with people. And I was really interested in the get bit by a radioactive spider and date Zendaya. I also would have happily accepted the package where you get injected with super serum and become a 6-foot Nazi punching god. Because you know what we need today, unfortunately? More people punching Nazis. What we don't need today is me learning how to stop the process of passing down generational trauma. Like the next generation can do that. That's what my grandfather said, who also both lost a parent before turning 25. So I kind of like to consider myself a trauma Nepo baby, which is kind of like being a regular Nepo baby, except instead of winning Tonys for your breakout performance in Dear Evan Hansen, all you get is your mom's Cartier watch, attachment issues, and a 14-year-old Labradoodle with severe separation anxiety. I'm glad a lot of you just laughed at the Tony Award-winning joke. For those of you who didn't get it, that is about Ben Platt, who I'm sure a lot of you know. Yesterday, a friend described me as the same flavor of Jew as Ben Platt. So, I don't know how to feel about that, but I'm hoping my Tony's right around the corner. What's interesting about losing a parent young is that a lot of people seem to ask me if my parents were still together when it happened. And I think it's because they want to know if they either need to ask me how my dad's doing or if he got to stop making alimony payments. The truth is, they were together happily for 35 years. Some would say attached at the hip. So much so that, when people ultimately do say, "Jake, how's your dad doing?" I always say the same thing, which is, a little piece of him died that day. Which is really means nothing when you say that, that's such an avoidant answer. But what I failed to mention is that 10 years ago, my dad donated a kidney to my mom, so a little piece of him died that day. He is doing much better now, though, which is great. He has a girlfriend. I like her a lot. When they started dating, I told my dad, I have 3 criteria for you. Can she please be Jewish? Can she please be from Long Island? And can she please be a widow? And I know that sounds weird, but it's kind of perfect that she is also a widow, because we are one big, happy, fucked up Brady Bunch. But when they started dating, my dad was telling me all about her. He was like, Jake, she's amazing, she's kind, she is an incredibly strong woman. She actually had a bone marrow transplant a couple of years ago. And I stopped him dead in his tracks. I said, Dad, what the fuck? He goes, excuse me? I said, Dad, most kids in my position would be worried about their father dating a gold digger. You somehow are the moron who fell in love with the second woman who's clearly after you for your organs. You're supposed to preserve those for me. I'm Jake Kilmer, you guys have been great. Thank you so much.